Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Tendies for Life here. In this video, we'll be going over the ticker INND, which stands for Innerscope Hearing Technologies. And this is another one of those OTC market penny stocks. This one I will classify as a love to hate stock. And what I mean by that is people love this stock when it goes dramatically high and they hate it when it goes dramatically low. And that has been the case for INND over the past few weeks, where it's had these big swings of going up and going back down. And it didn't really help with the last few weeks being an OTC market bloodbath. But in any event, we'll take a look at where it's at right now. So today is at a negative 6.39%, currently trading at 0.025 cents a share. Here's our 5-day forecast. Again, deep lows, deep highs. And a month ago, we can see here that it was really low, less than a penny. It skyrocketed all the way up to approximately 9, almost 10 cents in the past 52 weeks. And so that was the part people love. And as you can imagine, this downslope was a part that people hate. So let's take a look at the OTC Market Page and see what INND is all about. So here you are at the OTC Market Page. Firstly, you'll notice that they do have a stop sign and that they're not current with their pink information. And that's likely because they're delinquent for SEC reporting. And I'll explain later in the video about what the CEO plans to do about this. But for now, we'll read a description. Innerscope Hearing Technologies is rapidly expanding disruptor in the hearing aid industry. Management is applying decades of profitable industry experience and technology to an antiquated and disjointed industry, unlocking scale and efficiency, which will serve all of INND's stakeholders. So they're calling us out right there. Its direct-to-consumer model is revolutionizing the industry, representing a paramount shift in the consumption of hearing aids by the hearing impaired. So they are touting a direct-to-consumer model, basically cutting out the middleman. An example of a paramount shift in INND's hearing screening kiosk and point-of-sale kiosk, which will be deployed in thousands of locations across the United States, located inside major and local retailers, pharmacy chains, grocery stores, hospitals, and etc. Keywords are on will be, so they have not been deployed yet. According to the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology, the underserved market of 42 out of 48 million Americans that need hearing assistive technology but are not receiving it is the result of the extreme high cost and low accessibility to affordable hearing solutions. INND's hearing kiosk will give the underserved market easy access to a quick, self-administered hearing screening and also provide awareness about untreated hearing loss and information on INND's affordable DTC, direct-to-consumer, hearing solutions. In addition, INND plans to continue to acquire/operate a physical chain of audiological retail hearing aid clinics. So they're also looking at doing these clinics. INND's mission is to serve 1.2 billion people in the world that suffer from hearing loss with INND's affordable direct-to-consumer hearing solutions. So that's a very big statement there, right? Their mission is to serve 1.2 billion people. That's an insane amount. Very, very high marks to hit. But this is what INND is going for. And now taking a look at their share structure, we see here they have approximately 15 billion authorized shares, kind of high. However, they have 5 billion outstanding shares. And so again, for myself, anything around the 5 billion and below is what I typically like to go for. Preferably anything below 10 million shares of outstanding shares is what I look for in an OTC market company. All right, here we are in the OTC market looking at the recent news releases. So we see down here they have one from 17 February of 2021. INND to launch new self-fitting direct-to-consumer hearing aids with remote programming feature. So let's take a look at that one. So INND Innerscope announced today its plans to launch its latest breakthrough in hearing technology with its new smartphone-controlled direct-to-consumer self-fitting, self-adjusting rechargeable hearing aids with built-in professional remote programming and support service. With the launch of self-fitting hearing aids, Innerscope will be replacing all of its legacy hearing aid products that are either not rechargeable or require separate remote control to make adjustments. The self-fitting hearing aids provides the consumer an easy, accurate, and straightforward way to fit themselves in under 5 minutes using their smartphone. Moreover, Innerscope believes that self-fitting hearing aids deliver the same quality hearing experience and satisfaction for thousands of dollars less than a professionally in-box fitted hearing aid. So they're claiming that not only can you get this set up in 5 minutes, which is ease of use for the consumer, but we also can save you a lot of money. And so that sounds pretty good thus far. With the launch planned to begin spring of 2021, it's coming up soon, Innerscope, as a wholesale vendor for Walmart, will be updating its storefront on Walmart.com and other major online retailers for more enhanced visibility to achieve greater sales conversion. Concurrently, Innerscope is working on rolling out its self-fitting hearing aids and its other hearing products with major brick-and-mortar retailers also starting in spring of 2021. Innerscope is currently working with additional upcoming retailers on offering Innerscope hearing products once the final guidance for the Over-the-Counter Hearing Aid Act is announced by the FDA, which is expected around spring to summer of 2021. So, this Over-the-Counter Hearing Aid Act would be huge for Innerscope. It is pretty much an FDA-directed direction that allows companies to sell hearing aids over the counter instead of the customer needing to go see a doctor and then needing to go see an audiologist to be given a prescription for hearing aids. This will basically allow the consumer themselves to save those in-office or technically out-of-office costs by going straight to Walmart, maybe listening to the INND kiosk, and then picking the hearing aids that work best for them. And so this was supposed to happen, I believe, approximately August of 2020, but maybe due to COVID, it kind of got pushed back and put on the back burner. They said maybe like 6 months from there that they would go ahead and do that. And so that was supposed to happen around sometime in February. Haven't heard anything yet that I'm aware of, and so that's probably why Innerscope is saying spring or summer of 2021 is when the FDA is supposed to release guidance saying, yep, it's official. There can be over-the-counter hearing aids. And if that does happen, that would be likely a huge explosion for INND and other companies that want to sell over-the-counter hearing aids. All right, next sentence. Innerscope is currently in the middle of completely revamping its nohasslehearing.com e-commerce sales platform. Innerscope has brought in award-winning Shopify SEO experts to develop advanced SEO features with Shopify themes with fully optimized product filter/tag pages, which unleash thousands more store URLs in the search engines. Innerscope expects this will increase nohasslehearing.com's organic visibility by 1,000% in just 4 weeks. So, not sure what to make about this statement. We'll take a look at the website here in a second, but it's another online store which could be useful, especially if they get it appropriately SEO'd. But they'll say which will increase organic visibility by 1,000% in just 4 weeks. Again, that's a strong statement being made. Plus, I don't know how many individuals are currently seeing that website, so it's hard to say however many are seeing it up 1,000% what that's really going to put it at. But take that for what it's worth. That's at least how I'm reading it. That it's kind of vague, doesn't really tell me how many people are actually engaged with the website at this point in time. So now kind of looking at their financial reporting, they do report to the SEC. They are audited. We know that they are currently behind in the reporting, which is why they have the red stop sign. And then looking at the company officers, looks like the CEO is a Mark Moore, but the most notable one is the CEO and president, Matthew Moore. And so we'll read his description here. Matthew Moore is third generation in the hearing device industry. For the past decade, Matthew has directed marketing and advertising as well as day-to-day operations for one of the largest privately owned and operated hearing device locations in the United States until that business was acquired in the summer of 2016 at a premium solely due to operation and marketing efficiencies. Matthew specializes in developing print and demographically tailored mail campaigns, as well as monitoring and consulting on key business performance indicators for all businesses, especially for audiological practices. Matthew has the ability and track record of consulting with businesses as well as in his own business streamline efficiencies from top to bottom and extract better performance from every level of an organization. Matthew is also third generation in the hearing device industry and has literally grown up around the hearing aid industry and entrepreneurship. Matthew Moore's expertise in the senior demographics and customized market analysis for elderly related products, including hearing aids across the United States. He lives in Roseville, California with his wife and 2 children. And so that is just a tiny blurb of the CEO and president, Matthew Moore. And here we are at Matthew Moore's LinkedIn page. Not really much on here except for INND experience, in which he has been the CEO for the past 8 years and 9 months. And then we've already kind of read about him, so we won't belabor that point any further. And here we are at Innerscope's e-commerce webpage, the nohasslehearing.com, that we discussed previously in the news article that just came out. So we see here, it's a pretty decent looking website. You know, it's colorful, looks easy to navigate. It is showing the key demographics of who likely wants the hearing aids. And they have little tags here. So premium, affordable, direct-to-consumer hearing aids. Here clearly again, with no one ever noticing. That sure sounds, ideal for a lot of folks who can no longer hear and want to be discreet about it. Doctor-formulated dietary, hearing, and tinnitus supplements, complete line of nutrition for the ears and brain. So they're also touting that they have supplementation to kind of help with hearing loss, or maybe to prevent it, and also brain health, it seems like. Premium, affordable hearing and ear care accessories, one-stop shop for all hearing and ear-related products. And so they're also doing accessories. And so let's take a look at some of those. And so here are to direct-to-consumer hearing aids to kind of see what they have in stock. And so we see they have different types of hearing aids, each with their own varying price, likely depending on the ease of access and function they provide. Most likely the more they're going to cost. So if we do a quick view here on the one with the cell phone, my big concern that I have with this webpage right now is that even though they're showing pictures and it looks nice, they don't really have a good description here, or at least I can't easily find it. And as a customer, that's will be a little bit hard for me to buy earpieces that are approximately $1,300. So if you get the pair, it's $1,300 total. And if you get one, it's $795 each. So for me, it would be pretty hard pressed to pay, if my left hearing's going out, $800 on something that doesn't really have a description on it. So this is probably what they're talking about in terms of getting this fixed, adding descriptions and being SEO, better enhanced with SEO. They definitely are going to need that if we're going to be selling products that are about $600 to $800. And then looking at their hearing and tinnitus vitamins. So here are the vitamins they have. There's an ear ring relief, a hearing vite, which appears to be a multivitamin, and then a hearing vite and memory boost. And they all cost approximately the same price. So we just view one of them. Now, it is nice that they do have, the ingredients that's involved in it, so you can kind of get an idea of what's in each bottle. Again, I still think they would benefit to at least put a description here to tell you, like a sales pitch, right? To kind of say, hey, this is what it does, this is what it could do, yada, yada, yada. But that isn't really in here. It's more or less just some pictures and the serving facts on the back. So hopefully they can get that resolved as well. All right, and then finally looking at their hearing care accessories. So here we see they have batteries that they're selling to replace in the ones that likely run out in the hearing aid. And again, no real description. Pictures look nice. They look nice, pictures are great, but there's just no real description here to make this website seem a little more valuable or more trustworthy. So hopefully they can work on that as well. But in any event, that's their nohearingconcerns.com website for now. And here we are at INND's actual website. So this is a completely different website, just at INND.com. So Again, looks like a pretty decent, well put together website. I think for the most part, some things certainly can be improved, but it at least has nice colors and little animations to kind of draw people in. So again, direct to consumer hearing solutions, not just hearing aids. And providing premium, affordable hearing products for the direct to consumer emerging market. So they've been touting this a lot. Affordable products, do it yourself. You don't need to go see the doctor. You can do this on your own. And so of course this will be attractive for those who don't want to, again, pay for out of office expenses and just want to get the hearing aid to make their life better. And then this is some of the parts, what do we do? IntelliHear, Audiology and Hearing Aid Center. Walmart, we just saw the website. There are the vitamins again. They also sell those on Amazon.com. The fully automated hearing and screening kiosk. And then these are the places that they're selling them on currently online. And then this here just talks about INND being sold on OTC markets. So these links will basically take you back to the Otc Market Page. Stay in touch, request some information. Pretty simple website layout. And here we are at INND's Twitter page. So we can see here they have approximately 8,000 followers, and this is the biggest platform that I've seen Matthew Moore utilize to get the word out about his company, Innerscope Hearing Technologies. And we can see that they have posts just as recent as yesterday on 24th of February, 20th of February. And so they're continually putting out posts, layouts of the buildings, because this has been requested majorly by shareholders. They want to see it. They want to make sure this place is legit. It's real. There are people there that exist. And just a quick blurb, he's telling them that it holds 26 staff for INND distribution, customer, and audiological support. So he's trying to show that it's a legit company, that they're not making anything up, and try to appease the minds of shareholders. But again, this is the most used platform that I've seen him utilize to get the word out about his company. So I don't want the video to be too long, but I do want to show a couple of cuts from the Innerscope recent Q&A part 1 approximately a week ago. Just a few bits there to see what y'all think about it. I do recommend watching the entire video if you do decide to invest in INND.
But based off of today's stock structure and today's stock trajectory, we actually do not need to do a reverse split to reach our 2021 goals.
Why is it the company pink current, and when will it be?
Great question. Essentially, unfortunately, due to COVID, we were financially hit by COVID, and unfortunately, that was one of the first things that slipped back in March and April of last year. Was when COVID hit. It's $150,000 to $200,000 a year just to stay current. You have auditors, legal, accountants, third party. We've paying the OTC markets. You have all these expenditures. It's nearly $200,000 a year. And due to COVID, unfortunately, that was one of the first things that were hit, because we wanted to continue to pay our employees. We really wanted to continue to service our customers in the markets. So unfortunately, that was one of the first things that slipped. But today we have the capital, we have the necessary capital and resources to become current. So we're connecting, we're working with our auditors right now. We are working with our outside legal and audit, or outside accounting services to start the process and finish the process of the 2019 K, all the 2020 Qs. So we should be fully current by end of March. That is our objective, which then at that point, we will, once we're current, we're going to put our application to uplist to the OTCQB. Okay, but today, what makes a big difference is that we have signed wholesale agreements with two very, very large corporations, retailers, with hundreds and thousands of locations nationwide. Okay, that is the difference. And these are, you're talking Fortune 250, top 250, on the Fortune list. These are big wholesale agreements that we've signed. And that's the difference compared to what it was a couple of years ago. So, that's where we're gearing up for these. The products will be launching here in the coming weeks. That is for sure. No ifs, ands, or buts when it comes to that. So that's quite the difference behind that. But on top of that, our technology is better than it was a couple years ago.
Alright, so hopefully y'all got something out of that. Again, didn't want to play the entire video, just chose a couple of snapshots here and there that I thought were kind of beneficial to shareholders, but I also would recommend watching the entire video if it's something you're still interested in. Alright, then finally we're looking at StockTwits page. So it looks like they have approximately 14,000, almost 500 watchers at this point in time. So no doubt about it, INND is one of those stocks that is out there that folks know about. But again, if you look at the history there, it's one of those stocks I would say people just love to hate. So, what were your thoughts on INND? Did they win you over? My disclaimer is that I do own stocks currently of INND, and I have been taking a beating for a little bit as, again, the OTC market has just been a bloodbath for these past couple of weeks. Despite yesterday was a pretty good day, but for the most part, to include today, it's just been a pretty red market at this time. But what are your thoughts on it? Do you think this is a company that can continue to progress? Will Matthew Moore deliver on his promises of having new products out in the next few weeks, and also potentially having the stop sign removed at the end of March and then uplisting to the OTC QB around April? You know, I don't know. It's hard to say. Since I am invested in INND, of course I would hope for the stock to continue moving in a bullish fashion, but I myself don't know. So for right now, I'm just holding on to my shares to see what this market is going to do in the future. In any event, I hope y'all found this video useful. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please send this out to your friends, share it, Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, all that great stuff. Again, I would greatly appreciate that. And as always, I'll see you next time.